Hey folks, welcome back to another informational video with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today we're going to be continuing. This is our second to last installment in the mini-series for Twin Shadows expansion. And we're going to be showing you the mercenary forces, the Tusken Raiders, that come in the Twin Shadows box. So let's get down to the table, take a look at them, and we'll be right back. And for the Mercenaries, for the Twin Shadows expansion box set, we have the Tusken Raiders. And Tusken Raiders, as you can see, it's a pretty cool little model there. A little bit of bending here that could be fixed with a little bit of heating up and cooling down and all that good stuff. But really neat model. You know, a lot of those flowing robes will shade really well if you're painting them. So that's pretty cool right there. If you look at the Tusken Raiders themselves, Surge gives you gives your attack the weaken ability. Also Cleave 1, and then they also have a Habitat Desert, which means that it's basically a keyword that's found on deployment cards like these guys right here. So Habitat. Basically, what that means is during a campaign, when the Imperial player is selecting open groups for a mission, he can choose a deployment card with the Habitat keyword only if there is at least one tile on the map whose type matches the listed habitat. So as long as one of the tiles on the map is a desert-style map, then you would be able to choose these deployment cards if you wanted it to be part of one of the open groups, if you wanted to be part of the mission. During skirmishes, though, the Habitat has no effect. That's just for the campaign version. A Tusken Cycler. You use an action for this ability. Perform a ranged attack using 1 blue and 1 red die. You cannot use abilities during this attack. Alright, so these abilities here wouldn't apply to that guy. This is the same as well, though. But they also get +1 damage, and there you have it. In addition to the weaken and the cleave. Now, the more expensive guys cost 7. And you can carry 3 of them with you. These guys only cost 5 and can only take 2 models with you. So there is that. The more expensive guys, they're 7 health, 4 speed, 1 black defense die, and then they have a melee attack of black and a green, and then it's 4/4 over here. So Tusken Raiders, again, they weren't known for their prowess. They were more about attacking on surprise and that type of thing. So they aren't incredibly powerful, but they are probably a pretty neat addition to an Imperial force. The gaffy sticks and so forth, these are, of course, things that must be bought. They don't come with, but 200 credits, 250 credits. This one, the club allows you to gain Pierce 1, and then if you roll a Surge, you can also weaken. And they have a red and a yellow die for attack. The Tatooine hunting rifle is 2 blue dice. It's a ranged attack, and it's a projectile weapon. That's pretty interesting. It's not an energy weapon. It's not a laser rifle or anything like that. It's actually shooting bullets. It can weaken on 1 surge, and then it can allow you to become focused on 2 surges. So that's pretty cool as well. There is another side mission that's here called Hunted Down, where Han Solo has been captured on Tatooine. You have to go find them, and then the reward is being able to take him as an ally later on. Here, this side mission is a canyon run where you would resolve a mission, and then the counterparts here is the reward for that specific mission. And so there are a bunch of Imperial Agenda cards that come with the Twin Shadows box set. Did want to go ahead and throw this in here just in case you didn't already know, although I think you probably do because there was a pretty big uproar on the internet about this. But Boba Fett's model does not come in the Twin Shadows expansion sets, even though his picture is very prominently displayed on the box. as you can see right there, takes up the majority of it, as a matter of fact. These other Imperial agenda cards come in there. These are rewards for accomplishing these side missions for the Imperials, and of course these down here are different agenda cards that can be purchased for different influence costs. For example, 1 influence here, we can do strike and subdue. Keep this card secret. Play it during any mission during a figure's activation. That figure gains this ability right here, where you can spend an action and choose an adjacent hero who has suffered 2 or more strain. That hero must test insight and strength. If he fails the insight test, he suffers 2 strain. If he fails the strength test, he becomes weakened. Then either discard this card or shuffle it back into your agenda deck. So that's a pretty cool thing that makes it much more difficult when heroes are being activated. This is something that Imperial can use to try to hinder them. Here, Dark Death Mark, 2 influence. Place this card in a hero's play area. While attacking this hero, mercenary figures apply +1 damage to their attack result. Discard this card when the hero is defeated. Alright, so Death Mark there is upon the head of the hero you play that on. Advanced Prototypes, keep this card secret during any mission. You may play this card when you deploy a group. While each figure in that group is attacking, you may replace 1 die in its attack pool with 1 red die. Discard this card at the end. So again, making your weapons attacks a little bit more powerful. Here, Data Security, place this card in your play area. Deplete this card during any mission after a rebel figure declares a tech test. Apply -1 surge to the results. Then the figure performing the test suffers 1 strain. Again, so you can see the Imperials just trying to hinder the rebels during those various missions. So that's pretty much it. And those were the Tusken Raiders. I think very thematic element to the Twin Shadows expansion box. For Tusken Raiders, for me at least, they were the guys that I loved to hate, or hate to love. Well, I don't know. They were just really cool looking characters. They weren't used a whole lot in the original trilogy, but they got fleshed out a little bit more in the sequels, or rather the prequels, and so that was, I liked them. They were interesting, added almost a cultural maybe element to the whole universe, where these were kind of the denizens of Tatooine society, and they're in the background, yes, but they're always there. So I just thought that they were a cool addition to the Twin Shadows expansion box. Then those other Imperial agenda cards that come in, those were really neat, very inventive ways of how to hinder the rebel forces as they're going through that campaign mode. So very cool additions so far. Now, the last video in this series is going to be a little bit further off into the futures, because I'm going to play through the campaign, the mini campaign that comes in the Twin Shadows expansion box. And then after I get through doing that, we're going to talk about the actual campaign a little bit. Try not to give any spoilers or anything like that out. But that's the last video in the series. It's going to come a little bit later on down the road. But that is that. We'll see you on the flip side, folks.